The first card you have for your past is the Four of Cups. So yeah, this card is obviously about refusals, and I'm actually seeing a serious situation here. I think this is quite serious. This is something, yeah, it's quite specific actually as well. I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. I think you might have advised someone. I think you might have advised someone about something quite serious, and then I think maybe they just didn't listen. And I think there's a bit of ego around this. Actually, I think this is to do with someone's pride. It might even be about a legal situation. I don't know. I just saw that. It may not be, but it's very serious. I don't know if it's a legal situation or this is something that might get someone into trouble legally. It might be something like that. I think this person was just determined. They were just determined to do whatever this thing was. But I think this thing, if it hasn't gotten them into trouble already, I think it will in the future. And I think you advised them not to do this. You said, don't go ahead with this, don't do this. And I think whatever this thing is, I think you have experience around this, or you have a qualification in whatever this is. And yeah, I think that's why they asked you for advice about whatever this was in the beginning, but they refused this. And I think they might have even gone behind your back and done this thing without you knowing. Yeah, but this was more than just refusing. It was more than just refusing your advice. And I think that maybe you spoke to them about this once, they went off, and then you spoke to them about it again. And I think they probably refused to listen to you again. This happened twice, because I'm seeing them coming backwards and forwards to you. If this is all resonating, I know this is very specific, but this is what I'm seeing here. This person is going to have to face some kind of music about this. They are going to have to face what they've done. They're going to be in some kind of trouble. There might have been other people around them, maybe telling them what they wanted to hear, maybe saying to them, oh, go ahead and do that, that's fine, you can do that. It might have been something like that. But you knew what the proper thing to do was, because you had some kind of experience or qualification, or you were an expert in whatever this was, and you were advising them, no, you can't do that, you have to do this. And they were like, oh no, I've got a big ego. Of course they didn't say that, but they were like, oh no, I know what I want, I know what I'm doing, I'll go and do this thing anyway. So yeah, you didn't want to get them into trouble. You really, really did not. You care about this person, I think. But I think they are going to have to face the consequences of their decisions. And I think deep down they probably know this. But again, their ego took over. Their ego drove this whole thing. So if this is all resonating with you, I know this is specific, but if it is resonating with you, I think the only thing you'll be able to do is just to sit back and just let things happen. Sad to say, I know you want to jump in, you want to help them. I know that. I'm seeing that kind of... I'm getting this feeling of you being right on the edge, wanting to jump in and help them, and you care about them and you don't want them to go and do this mistake. I don't know if they're your child, but they are a relative. But you're going to have to just let them go ahead and do this. I know. So the next card you have your past is the Ten of Wands. So again, I'm seeing you might be related to this person, and you might have been a little bit worried that this decision would reflect on you in some way. If you're a sibling to this person, if you're a parent to this person, if you're a child of this person, you might be thinking, oh, they're going to go and do this thing. Everyone's going to see that they're going to do this bad thing or whatever this is, and it's going to reflect on me. And I'm really nervous and I'm really anxious about this, and I'm worried for them, but I'm also worried about me. It's that kind of thing. And I also keep on seeing that you're an expert in whatever this is, and you have a reputation as well. You have a good reputation, and you don't want that to be ruined as well. So it's something about that as well. And yeah, again, you care about this person. I keep on seeing that. They're very close to you, but also they're very, very different from you. They make very different decisions, very different life decisions that you make. And I think that Yeah, you're obviously going to be worried about them. You are, you are already. I mean, this is in the past. But I think, again, you're just going to have to let this go. You're just going to have to let this burden go, and you're just going to let them, you're just going to have to let them make their own decision on this, and you're just going to have to let them face the consequences of this, even though it goes against your very, very being to do that. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing you really, really carrying this burden. It's really heavy. It's really bothering you. You want to stop them from doing whatever this is, but you can't. You can't do that. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the last card you have your past is the Hanged Man. I'm seeing something different in this. I'm seeing a totally different situation. I think there might be someone who felt as if you were holding back from them, that you were kind of not communicating with them properly. I think this might be a love situation. Now, it makes sense that you weren't, because you were going through all of this stress with this person. So, and you do have a few little problems, but I'm not seeing any great big things here. You do have this kind of, you're very different from this person as well, this love connection. You're both very different people. And I think I'm just seeing that you might have a lot of fun arguments because you're so different. I'm just looking at this man and he's upside down. So it might be that you think, oh, they just see this thing in the wrong way. I see this subject properly. They see it upside down. They totally have this wrong. This is totally wrong about this. And they see the same thing in you. And I think you have a lot of kind of funny arguments backwards and forwards about how they see things differently to you and all of that. And you are very different people, but you do get along. That's what I'm seeing, this person, this love connection, whoever this is. But at this time, they were feeling a bit of a disconnect between them and you, because I think you did have all of this problem going on with this person, this great big burden, and you really just had no time in your head or physically or anything else for anyone else. And I think if you're still going through this, if they are still kind of disconnected from you and they're feeling that, and I kind of think you know that, but you haven't had time to really contact this person very much, just come and talk to them. Just tell them what's going on. Just tell them that you've got this great big problem. It's a family problem. You love them, you care about them, but you just have this great big, huge kind of burden you're carrying around and you haven't had time. And I think, this is a reasonable person. You're very different, but they're a reasonable person. They're a nice person. They like you. And they love you actually, but just let them know that it isn't them. Just let them know that it's not that you've been avoiding them because it's them. That's what I'm seeing in that card. I won't say any more about that. I'm just babbling on about nothing. The first card you have for your present is the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, again, I'm seeing this relationship that I'm seeing in the Hanged Man, or this love connection, or whatever this is. I am seeing a little bit of an imbalance here in this relationship. I'm not seeing a power imbalance. I think there is love around this, and I think there's a lot of there's mutual respect around this as well. It might be something like an age gap, or it could be that one of you earns more than the other one. It could be some kind of difference, and it might be in the back of your head that's concerning you. I think that you do love this person. I think they love you too, but you have this kind of little concern in the back of your head. Now, I don't think you should be concerned about this. I just think that society drums into us sometimes that we need to have, to be in a relationship, you need to be similar ages, you need to have similar backgrounds, and we need to have similar levels of education, and we need to live in a house with a little fence around it and have 2 children and a dog and whatever else. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want all those things, that's absolutely fine. There's no problem in that at all, of course. But there's nothing wrong with wanting or having alternatives to that either. If you have an age gap, if you have a difference in what you earn, if you come from different backgrounds, if you come from different countries, if you're different races, if you're different whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what society thinks. It does not matter. If two people, you're both adults, if you're in a same-sex relationship even, if you're both adults, and you're both happy and you're not hurting anyone, What is the problem? There's no problem. I don't want to lecture you. I really, really don't. But I think, you're both happy. I'm seeing a lot of happiness around this. And, I just want to say, don't look for problems where there aren't any. Don't look for problems where there aren't any. No matter what anyone outside of your relationship thinks about it, it doesn't matter what they think. It only matters about what you think and whether you're happy and whether your partner's happy. So, just be happy with what you have. That's what I'm seeing. Just be happy with what you have. The next card you have, your present, is the Three of Pentacles. So I think this person who you're worried about, this person in the Four of Cups, this person who's kind of about to do something, or they've done something, or it's something quite serious. I think there's something around, I think there's money around this in some way. I'm not sure if it's tied in with this or whether they also have a money problem and that's why they chose to do this. It might be that they chose to do something illegal because they need money, might be that. But I think there's some negative thing around this that's to do with money. And I was seeing an ego in that as well, and egos and money together are usually a very bad combination. And the Three of Pentacles can be about asking for a loan as well. So, and this is also below the Six of Pentacles, unevenness, imbalances around money. So it might be something like they owe money and they're in trouble. It might be something like that. But yeah, this is a very serious thing. I keep on seeing that. And I keep on seeing that whatever this is hasn't probably come to light yet in terms of what people outside of this situation see. You know about it, they know about it, but I think a lot of people outside of this don't know about this yet. It hasn't come to light yet. Now, it is going to come to light. At this time, you're still carrying around this burden that I was seeing in the Ten of Wands, but so you're carrying this on your own. You know that, they know that, other people don't, but I think eventually this is going to come out, it's going to come to light, and I think you're going to be questioned about this. Now, I don't want you to stress about this. You're not going to be questioned by the police or whatever like that. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like, I think people are going to be curious. People are going to be talking. They're going to be asking. They're going to be gossiping. They're going to ask you because I keep on seeing you're related to this person. So they're going to say to you, oh, what happened with them? What happened with this? Da-da-da-da. Why did they do that? So just prepare yourself for this. And also, I was also seeing that you're worried about this all reflecting on you. If they've made a decision to do something that's illegal or wrong or whatever, this does not reflect on you. You gave them advice and they ignored it. So if people come and ask you questions, you're just going to have to say to them, look, this has nothing to do with me. I know they're related to me. I know they're close to me. I advised them against this and they've done it anyway. So if you have any questions, you're going to have to ask them. Please don't ask me. And I know that sounds quite harsh, and I know it sounds like that you're wiping your hands off them. And I know you don't want to do that because you do care about them. But if they've made that decision and they haven't listened to you, you're going to have to just let it go. You are. And I think if people are asking you questions and you don't want your reputation ruined, you're going to have to answer it just honestly. And you're just going to have to say, look, I advised them. They didn't listen. So, now they've just gone and done that, and this is what's happening. So, don't ask me, ask them. That's what I'm seeing in that. So the last card you have your present is the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, again, there are some money problems around this. There's something to do with money around this situation, whether it's a legal situation, whether they've done something illegal, whether they owe someone money, they've gotten themselves into trouble. There's money in the Six of Pentacles, there's money in the Three of Pentacles, and now we have the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, there's definitely some money around this. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is that there might be an offer coming to you. And this is a bit of light relief for you. I mean, this reading's been so serious, it's almost given me a headache, but this is something very nice. there's an offer coming to you, I'm seeing, or there has been, or there is. This is in your present, so this is happening at some time soon if it hasn't already. It's about traveling. This is about traveling or moving or something like that. This is a very nice, happy, kind offer. This is like a friend is asking you to travel with them or go somewhere nice with them on a trip or whatever. I think at this time you're going to have to say no to this offer. But don't be upset or disappointed about this, because I think this is like an open offer, and I think this is going to come up again in the future. So you're saying no at this time, but then later on you're going to be able to say yes. It might be something to do with time. You don't have time at this time. It might be something to do with money. You might not have the money to go with them on this at this time, but in the future you're going to have both. You'll have saved up or whatever you need to do, and you'll have the time off, and you'll be able to go with them. And you know, this is something really fun. This is something really exciting, actually. I think whatever this is going to be really good for you. I mean, after everything you've been through, I think you deserve to go on this trip away, or whatever this is. It's going to be really, really good for you. So the first card you have for your future is Judgment. Yeah, I think, you know, I think you are going to just let them go, because I don't think you have any other alternative. You're just going to have to do that. But I think in your heart and in your mind, I think this is going to be a time of just coming to terms with what they've done, and coming to terms with who they actually are, who they truly are. And, you know, the Judgment card can be about facing up to things. It can be about a lot of things, of course. But I think even though you've probably, deep down, you probably had some idea about what they were truly like, you didn't want to face it. And now it's come to the surface, it's right in your face, you can't do anything about it. And you're just going to face this, you're just going to have to face this. And you're just going to move on from this. You're just going to have to do it. You're not going to have any other way of going about this. You're just going to have to do this. You're seeing the reality of them in this card. You're going to have to move on, let them go their way, do whatever they need to do. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't save them, you can't help them. I know that sounds very traumatic, but I think this is actually going to be the right thing for them, because at last they're going to have to face what they've done, I think. At last they're going to have to face up to what they've done. And it's not going to be nice, but I think that's the only way they're going to learn. That's what I'm seeing. I know this is so dramatic, it really is. It's a very heavy reading. The next card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. So yeah, I'm seeing a few things in this card. I'm seeing a lot of ideas coming to you, and I think you're going to have a lot of ideas coming in really, really quickly to you. I think some of these ideas are going to be about things that are just for you, for work, for ideas, for business, for hobbies, all of that kind of thing, all of that. But I think some of these ideas are also going to be about this person. And I think when you're going through this process that I was seeing in the Judgment card of kind of coming to this realization, realizing what they're like, going through the process of finally coming to the idea that, yes, I'm going to have to just let them go and let them face this by themselves. When you're going through this, it's not easy. I mean, one minute you're going to be, there are ups and downs. One minute you're thinking, you know, they might need your help again. And the next minute you'll just be back to these realizations about who they truly are and the fact that, no, you can't do anything about this. You know, if you do have any ideas about helping them or trying to advise them again, I think you probably should try to hold yourself back from doing that, because I don't think they'll listen to you again. And, you know, you're just going to be hurt all over again if you try. And again, I think it's too late by this time. I'm just looking at the horse on this card. And, you know, the knight's trying to control it. He's desperately trying to control it, but he can't. The horse is just jumping up and down, out of control. So a part of you probably still feels a little bit responsible for this person, but you can't be responsible for them. And again, even if you tried, they wouldn't listen anyway. They're like an out of control horse. They're just going to jump up and down no matter what you do. So, yeah, just let them run away. Just let the horse run. Just let them run. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have for your future is the Ten of Pentacles. So this is really reflecting a lot of things I'm seeing already in this reading. You're going to keep on saving money. There's a lot of money in this card. So you're going to keep on saving money. I think you are going to be saving for something specific. So you're going to be able to go on this trip or whatever this is. I'm also seeing a little bit extra coming into you. So you're going to have a little bit more than you thought you'd have. I'm seeing money coming into you from a source that you were surprised at. You might have, it might be something like you thought you had to pay for some repairs and then the insurance comes in and pays for it. You didn't think they would. Might be something like that as well. But I'm also seeing, once again, I'm seeing a family in this card. So I'm seeing this person who was a relative who you're going to have to kind of move on from. And also, again, there's money around this. So yeah, this just confirms it all. They are doing something either illegal or wrong or something, and it's because of money or it's around money. And again, this is showing you that if you advised this person or if you spoke to them, they wouldn't speak to you. Look at the couple in the middle of this card. They're walking past one another. They're trying to talk, but they're not. They're saying hello, goodbye, and they're just walking past. So they're not talking properly. So again, don't advise this person. They're not going to listen. Let them go. Let the horse go. Concentrate on yourself. I know it's not easy. It's going to be a process for you to be able to do this. But yeah, let them go. Step away for your own sake. That's what I'm seeing there. I know this was very heavy, this reading. I know it was very specific as well. I'm mumbling my words as well, which is making things even worse. It's just very heavy. There's a lot on my mind with this. I'm actually feeling slightly lightheaded with this reading, but I'm just going to finish it now.